Today, Sage announces full-year results. I'm now joined by Stephen Kelly, the new Chief Executive, to talk through the results in a bit more detail. So, Stephen, you've come here 21 days in post. What are your first impressions?
I'm really pleased to be here. You know, honestly, this is probably my dream job. And I'm passionate about SMEs. I'm also passionate about colleagues and connecting the two. So what I've spent the last 21 days doing is I've travelled, 25,000 miles. I've met with over 5,000 employees. I've seen almost probably 100 customers. And what that's taught me is the customers are saying Sage is indispensable and part of the present, but part of the future. I'm very excited about our offerings in the cloud, which I'm sure we'll come on to talk to. And for our colleagues, there's a tremendous passion and energy and a real conviction about Sage and doing the right things and connecting value for customers. So I think that's the foundation of any great business.
Are there any changes you can see already that you'd like to make?
I think, obviously, after 21 days, it's probably too early to say. But over the next few months, we'll be doing a lot of work. I'm really looking at the future. And I think the appropriate time to share that with the investor community is probably in the summer of next year after interims.
What's your view of the cloud-based software, and how's that going to affect SMEs in the future, do you think?
Well, I think the reality is with cloud-based software and all the mobility and the stuff we use as consumers, I do think the consumer market is going to be driving the SME marketplace. And Sage is well positioned for that. You know, obviously, in the results today, we announced that the Sage 1 product line, the cloud-based product line, grew by 150% year on year. So that's a stellar performance, and I think a really good platform for the future.
Now I'm joined by Steve Hare, the CFO, to talk through the numbers. Steve, how do you see this set of results?
Well, I think it's a really good set of results. I think 5% organic revenue growth, 27.5% operating margin is in line with where we expect it to be. And I think is a good milestone towards our FY15 targets of 6% revenue growth and 28% operating margin. I think also a highlight for me was the fact that we got recurring revenue growth of 7%.
There's been a move to subscription. Has that impacted the numbers? Yeah,
the subscription migration has really helped drive the growth. The thing with subscription is customers like it, particularly small businesses, because it gives them predictability of cash flow and avoids the need for them to pay a large sort of upfront license. And it's also good for Sage because we also get that predictable income, but also it changes the nature of the relationship with the customer. We have an ongoing relationship with them, which gives us an opportunity to talk to them about other services and features which, you know, we can sell them over time.
And how do you see cloud-based products driving growth?
Cloud really embraces everything we do. We Sage 1, which is our SaaS-based product for small businesses, grew by 150% this year, which is a significant achievement. And on the other end of the scale, we have Sage ERP X3, which is our ERP product, which the cloud enables us to offer mobility for that product. And then in between, we have what we call core product modernization, which is where we've cloud-enabled all of, or a lot of our traditional on-premise products, which allows our existing customers to have all the benefits of connected services and mobility.
What's your view of the current capital structure of the business?
Well, as you can imagine, as for all FTSE 100 companies, it's something that we discuss with the board from time to time. But you know, we have a leverage target at the moment of 1, which means that our net debt is about the same as our EBITDA. And what that's allowed us to do this year is continue our progressive dividend policy, allowed us to do some share buybacks and also complete a couple of bolt-on acquisitions. So it's supported the current objectives, including maximising the value for shareholders.
And what message should investors take away from the dividend?
Well, we've increased the dividend by 7%, which I think is a healthy increase. And it's always been a feature of how we give our returns to investors, that we have a progressive dividend policy, and investors should assume that that's going to continue.
Are there any areas where you're unhappy or you're disappointed?
Yeah, there's always a couple of areas where you feel you could do better. I think whilst we're very happy with the way Sage 1 is progressing in the rest of the world, in North America, it's been slower to take off, where we're a little bit later to market, and where we haven't yet launched Sage 1 Extra, which is the premium version of Sage 1. and also mid-market in Europe, which is where we sell Sage ERP X3, where again we've had some slowness through the direct channel, but we're taking actions around that, and we're optimistic that that will return to stronger growth in the not too distant future.
But overall,
we're very satisfied. I think the FY14 was a very important milestone in terms of moving towards our targets of FY15, which is the 6% growth and the 28% margin, and I think this is a very significant milestone on that journey.
Steve Hare, thanks very much. Looking ahead to next year, do you think the performance is sustainable?
Certainly today, what we did off the back of some solid numbers for FY14 is reaffirm management's guidance to the 6% growth, and I think that we feel very confident about that.
What is it you feel that you can bring to Sage?
Well, I think it's fantastic that I'm passionate about SMEs, passionate about fundamentally technology as well. And just a little cameo, I met in Germany and in the US and in the UK actually, are multi-generational families of Sage users. And when things like that happen, you just see that the parents have used Sage for 20, 30 years, and now the children are actually building a business in their 20s, and whether it's video editing or whatever it is, using Sage 1. So when I see that, I think it really reinforces and galvanizes my energy and passion to grow Sage and continue the excellent work done by Guy and the existing management team.
And where do you see that? Where do you want to take the business?
I think continuing growth, and obviously we're very comfortable, I guess, with the margin structure of the business, and that drives tremendous shareholder value.
Finally, how do you see the market unfolding over the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, over the next 6 to 12 months for Sage, I think obviously we'll continue to do what we're doing now. There's a couple of things I'd like to add into the mix, really. One is increasing pace, and I've been sharing that around the all-hands sessions I've been going around when I met the 5,000 folks I've met. The other aspect is really making sure that Sage does what it says and continues to deliver consistently. And I think there's a great opportunity for us you'll hear more of this around One Sage, and I've used this as I've gone around Africa and the US and Europe. There are things, everybody says this, and it sounds like management speak, but it's reality of underpinning a great company, where we're actually building global strategies, but deploying them locally to drive tremendous value for our customers in Germany, France, Africa, and the US. So I think over the next 6, 9, 12 months, and actually in perpetuity, we hope our investors come to know Steve and myself as a management team that's absolutely solid and delivers sustainable results and fundamentally does what it says. No surprises.
Thank you very much, Stephen Kelly.
Thank you very much.